Just when you think it doesn't get any better, it does. It gets way better. Gunfire Reborn has been updated not once, not twice, but multiple times. Ever since it got launched back in May 2020, about a year ago or something like that, it's been constantly being taken care of. These guys have been just giving us more content, and it feels like every single month we get a new something, a new weapon, a new boss. It's just alive. And right now I feel like this is one indie game that hasn't been yet fully been published. It's still in its early state beta or whatever, but it's being kept alive. And you know, the community just loves to play this game, and so do I. I often uninstall Gunfire Reborn because there's not that much to do in it, right? The game is not that big, and if you finish it once, twice, or 3 times, or whatever, you kind of get bored of it. But I just installed it again, and I'm playing it because, yeah, Steam tells me there's a new update, gives me a notification, and sure enough, more weapons, another hero, just plenty of new content. So I guess I'm not the only one. People just keep coming back to Gunfire Reborn because it's been always been updated, and they just keep it alive. I think they added 2 new boss fights, a bunch of other weapons that I have not seen before, and 3 more heroes in total, plus the new one, the female character that I've been playing. One of the reasons why I play this is because the optimization. It just has frames for days, maybe because of the very closed-in level design. There's not much to load inside the GPU. But you just have frames for days, like 200 frames, 300 frames, depending on what resolution you're playing. It just runs very, very smooth. Been following a bunch of these indie developers on Steam. Probably not the only guy that's been doing that. There's like a pattern when a game gets announced or released by an indie developer, stays in alpha or beta a year, a month, whichever, and then we don't hear from it ever again. The game dies out. Either they don't have enough money to keep developing it, or God knows what, people just don't play it. Not Gunfire Reborn. I mean, this game has been thriving, and one of the reasons why I believe, besides the optimization and all that, it's a shooter, it has co-op, and it has a little bit of a Counter-Strike feeling. The gunplay feels a bit Counter-Strike-ish, except it's made with, you know, in a world of animation. It feels a bit cartoony, and that might have appeal to a lot of, you know, kids and whatnot. It's a blend of a lot of things that I don't know exactly how to explain. People just love it. The reviews are very positive, and I myself always keep coming back to it. At first, I picked it up in May, or I have no idea when the game got released, back in pandemic era. Remember last year, 2020. What a year that was. And it just felt very joyful. I convinced my friend to get it. We both played it in co-op. You can co-op up to 4 people if you can get 3 more friends. Maybe you have that many friends. I don't really have them, but you can always match up with strangers online, and it's pretty good. Like, people know how to play this, and they'll help you get through the levels much more easier. I've been playing with the latest character, Tao, I believe her name is. I'll just probably link my gameplay somewhere here down below. She's very, very cool. At first, you only had the cat and this owl. Well, I don't think it was an owl. Some sort of bird with green feathers. It looked weird. Anyways, I've been playing with the cat, but now they just keep adding new and new characters. And the latest one, I feel like it has way too much damage and it needs to be nerfed. But she's very cool. She's athletic, you know, she throws a bunch of swords. A lot is happening, man, and they just keep adding new and new heroes. I don't know when they're gonna fully release the game, and I don't know why they kind of keep it in the alpha, beta, whatever you call it, I feel like the game is kind of finished, even though it is a bit on the short side. Maybe they'll add new levels, who knows? There's more to come for sure. Right now you get 3 levels, like I said, and each level ends in a major boss fight. There's more than 3 bosses because they kind of keep them in rotation. As you play it again and again, you will encounter different bosses. For example, the first boss, after you finish the first area, I believe it goes in rotation 3 times. There's like a monkey looking type of dude and another boss that throws some rocks. 2 or 3 bosses just in a main area, and this happens throughout the game. So there's more content, I guess, as you keep replaying the game. You just discover more stuff. And speaking about the game, the levels are random generated, so you never get kind of bored, because when you go into a level, you never know the layout and how it's going to look like, because the layout is always different. Even though the second level is some sort of sand area with a lot of sun and whatnot. Honestly, the second level always kind of felt the same to me. But the first level is always different. Inside that maze labyrinth with a bunch of rooms, they kind of keep it different. And the third level also. So maybe they have more to implement when it comes to the second level. But I digress. It doesn't matter. They're random generated. You can expect always new things. You can upgrade your weapons. You find a peddler along the way that gives you more HP, some buffs. Speaking about buffs, every single level, well, not level, sub-level, because you have multiple rooms, right? Sort of like a dungeon-like. Gives you like a scroll or ability for your ultimate. The scrolls are like passive buffs or something like that, and there's just so many you can carry. 20, or I don't know exactly how many you can put in the inventory, but at some point you're gonna have to throw away if you have too many of those scrolls. Some of them are normal, rare, or legendary, I believe. So I guess the legendaries are the number ones you can get. You unlock stuff along the way, and if you kill certain champions or something like that, like let's say you kill a champion fish type of enemy 5 times, it drops their weapon. There's, I believe right now, 3 types of swords. One with corrosive acid, the other one with fire, and the other one I have no idea. There's also a bunch of bows that act like sniper rifles. They deal a lot of damage, so it kind of gives you incentive to just keep playing the levels, defeating those guys, and coming back to see what sort of weapons they're gonna drop. Co-op, right? 4 players, like I said. If you have the friends, if not, just match up with a bunch of people online. 2 types of difficulty. The hardest one, for me it's a bit too hard, so I kind of always play it on normal. That's just how it is. Multiple weapons, like lots of stuff. I feel like very good gunplay, which is why people keep coming back to this game. Boss fights, upgrades, different type of characters with different type of skills. It's a very good game, and if you look it up on YouTube, not a lot of videos on Gunfire Reborn. I feel like it's under the radar, even though the Steam community knows about it, just nobody makes YouTube videos about this for some reason. I don't know, the big YouTubers have to be sponsored, right? These developers have to pay them or give them the game, or give them something for them to play the video game. And small indie developers don't really have the cash or the budget to sponsor big YouTubers. So, unless we talk about it, unless we kind of show the audience that, look, this game exists and we support these indie games, they're gonna die out if you don't make YouTube videos about it. And I'm not talking about me, because I have a very small channel, but, real YouTubers, if they don't keep these indie games alive, at some point, people don't know about it, they don't play them, and they're just gonna lose audience and whatnot. So, yeah, if it's good, if it's worth it, especially if it's an indie game, you have to talk about it and just show it to the world. Because when the new Call of Duty comes out, or when the new Assassin's Creed comes out, it's easy to make videos about that because every major YouTube channel will make videos about that. But not a lot of people talk about these indie gems, right? They're very good. Some of them are totally worth it. Gunfire Reborn is one of them. Check it out. And if you have friends, tell them about it. 4 people in co-op, shooter, looter. It's good. It's very good.